Hello! It is haul time! Recently, a month ago, it was my birthday. I turned 23. Not content. And as usual, the only thing that I wanted is books. I have 25 books to show you, so before we do get into it, I'm gonna remove these books so you can see everything that I got behind me. One sec. That was probably an ass transition. I don't even know where to start. Let's go with fantasy. So the first book, and probably the one that I was most excited about getting, is a sequel to one of my favorite books, and it is The Mysteries of Thorn Manor. I have already shown this in videos before because I did get it before my birthday, but it still counts because I have not shown it before. This is kind of a sequel. It's a 1.5. I think it's called Companion, but I'm not really sure. I don't know exactly what this is about. I just know that it is after the events of Sorcery of Thorns. So I'm excited to read this. I probably have to reread Sorcery of Thorns first. I think we're going to continue with the theme of sequels. So the next book that I got is Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, which is a sequel to Ninth House. Hopefully this is as good as the first one, because the first one I think I gave a 4 or a 4.5. So I have expectations for this. The next sequel that I have is a book I have not read yet, like a series I have not started, but I got it because it was really cheap. It was like €3 for a hardcover. But it is When the Night Breaks by Janella Angeles, which is the second book in the Where Dreams Descend series. I don't know what this is about. I think it's about some sort of competition with magic, but I have not read the first one, so I just got this because it was so cheap. It was €3. Hello? Next is another really exciting sequel, which is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, which is the book 0 of The Roots of Chaos. I'm really excited, but I feel like in order to understand what this is, maybe I need to reread the first one. I don't know, because this is a prequel. Do I have to read this? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me if I have to reread the first one. If not, I will just go straight into this. It's also really big, but I'm still really excited, even though it's humongous. That's pretty much it for sequels, so now it's gonna be first books in the series, or a whole series, which is what I have in my hand. I got the 2 books in the Gilded series by Marissa Meyer. Somehow this one has sprayed edges and this one does not. Don't know why it has sprayed edges. And this is a, what is it called? The story where a girl spins into gold. What is that? Rumpelstiltskin, I think? That's maybe not it. It's a retelling of the story where there's a girl who can spin straw into gold. I think it's Rumpelstiltskin. Yes, it is. Retelling of Rumpelstiltskin. I was correct. Marissa Meyer is one of my favorite authors, so of course I had to get this immediately. I mean, not immediately because it's come out for a while now, but anyways. Next is an exciting release, recent-wise, which is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I don't actually know what this is about, which is always a risk, but it is what it is. I've heard amazing things, so what is the harm? Except wasting money, but... Next, I have Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston. I mostly got this because I really loved Geekerella, and I think this is her debut for fantasy, because she usually writes romance books. I don't exactly know what this is about, once again. I never know. Moving on to romance, and speaking of Ashley Poston, I have another book by her, which is The Dead Romantics. This is about I think it's an author, and she falls in love with her book editor, but when he leaves, a ghost appears, and he's her new editor. I don't really know. It sounded interesting. I just know it's a romance between a living person and a ghost. Next, I have another book by a favorite author, which is Sophie Gonzalez. This is a book she did in collaboration with Cale Dietrich, I don't know, which is called If This Gets Out, which is about 2 boys in a boy band that are secretly dating. Next is a recent release as well by an author that I really enjoyed her previous books, and it is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. This is YA, but hopefully it is as good as her adult books. And this is about two ex-friends that are at the same camp together and need to work together, something like that. Next is When You Get the Chance by Emma Lord. I've liked some of Emma Lord's, I've liked one book by Emma Lord and kind of liked another book, so third time maybe the charm. And I think this is about a girl who is in like Broadway and she's kind of in love with her like stage partner, whatever it's called. I don't know, I never did drama. But at the same time she's trying to find her mom. I don't know. The next book that I have is The Final Offer by Lauren Asher, which is the third and final book of the Dreamland Billionaires. This one, the brother, his like condition to get the inheritance, I think, is he needs to sell a house, but he's like long lost love, childhood sweetheart, whatever, is the owner of the house. Next I have Stay Gold by Tobley McSmith, I think, and this is about a trans boy and a girl falling in love, but the guy, it's a secret that he's trans, so I think there's probably gonna be like drama about that. But basically it's a romance between a trans guy and a girl, I'm pretty sure. Next is not a romance, but I'm still gonna put it in here because I'm not gonna make a third category for one book. And it is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. And I think it's just a retelling of Victor Frankenstein and her being his wife. I don't actually know. And the last three books are three books by the same author, and I always mispronounce her name, but I think it's Farah Heron. I don't know. The first one is a book I have not read by her, which is Accidentally Engaged. And this is a fake dating book where they agree to pretend to be engaged, so her family like backs off of trying to do some sort of an arranged marriage. And the other two books by her I've already read, one last year, one this year already. The one I read last year was Tahira in Bloom, and the one I read this year is How to Win a Breakup. And this one was a 4.5, and so was this, or this was a 4. They were just both great, so I had to buy them. This one is about two rivals. A girl, the main girl, Tahira, she is in fashion, and then the guy is obsessed with like flowers, so they combine their forces to compete in this competition that's flower sculptures. I don't know if I did the book justice. And this is about a girl whose boyfriend and her broke up before summer, and then when she comes back to school he's dating somebody else, so she pretends to be dating a random guy on the internet, but turns out the guy is real and it's not him she's been talking to. So she's been catfished, and she instead makes the real guy from the picture be her fake boyfriend. And lastly, the last section is manga, and it's gonna be really fast. The first manga that I have is Gangsta Volume 3 by Kosuke. Okay, this is about a group of people who are like modified to be super, like they have super strength or agility. And the last 6 books of this haul are all the books in Watakoi, or Love is Hard for an Otaku, which is like a gamer. This is my favorite romance anime, so I really wanted to read the manga. So those are all the books that I've got recently and for my birthday. I'm really excited about all of them, really, so yay. The only problem I have now is I don't have space for any more books, so I feel like I need to possibly buy another bookshelf, but the skinny ones, because another big one will not fit in my room. But that is everything for today, and I'll see you in my next weird video. Bye!